This is London Weekend Television, part of the ITV network.
Hello, welcome to ITN's News and Sports Results Service.
Later on, the full classified soccer results.
The main news this evening. A second British soldier wounded in Bosnia as Minister warns the Serbs must be brought under control.
And today's big sporting story, the fellow from France romps away with Britain's big Boxing Day racing prize.
Another British soldier has been wounded in Bosnia. Lieutenant Justin Freeland from Newbury in Berkshire was hit in the arm when his tank came under mortar fire while crossing Serb lines. He's now in hospital in Vitez, where the British peacekeepers are based.
Once a week, UN convoys from Belgrade take the treacherous mountain route to Tuzla, under the protection of British troops. Today, as the escorting Scimitar light tanks crossed the Serb front line to pick up the convoy, they came under mortar attack, apparently from Serb positions. 3 bombs came down, none hit, but the troop commander, Lieutenant Justin Freeland of the 9th 12th Lancers, was injured in the arm by shrapnel. The attack was in daylight, the UN markings clearly visible.
I don't think we would expect to be attacked on this run, having done this is the 4th time it's been done, and there's been no serious direct threat to the convoys since the first one. So I think they would have been surprised by this attack.
The 25-year-old officer wasn't seriously hurt and is now back at the main British base at Vitez. Lieutenant Freeland becomes the second British soldier to be injured in Bosnia this week. But despite this latest attack, the army says it will continue to escort the regular weekly convoys from Belgrade. Another target of mortar attacks has been this house, the residence of the UN commander in Sarajevo. 3 bombs landed within meters of his front door, apparently fired from Bosnian positions. Now General Philippe Morillon has moved out of Sarajevo to the UN base at Kosiliak, but not before delivering a strong protest to the Bosnian government. It's another reminder that UN peacekeepers can come under fire from all sides in this war. Jim Buchanan, ITN, Bosnia.
Here, the Overseas Development Minister, Lady Chalker, said today the Serbs had to be brought under control or no region of what was Yugoslavia would be safe.
Well, one hopes that the Serbian leaders will actually control the Bosnian Serbs. They're not all under a single command, that's quite clear. But it is everybody who has to stop fighting, and that is what Lord Owen and Cy Vance are seeking to achieve with all the negotiation which will go on regardless. Because unless they all stop fighting one another, these poor people in Bosnia are going to be in worse and worse trouble.
A 24-year-old man has become the second person to die after an accident in Bristol in which a car ploughed into a group of Christmas partygoers. He was one of 9 injured when the car mounted the pavement outside a rugby club. A young mother was killed.
Flowers and tears for the victims of a senseless road accident. All day, the villagers of Keynsham brought their tributes to the gates of the rugby club where a car ploughed into 30 partygoers. A Christmas tragedy which has blighted dozens of families. Sarah Manell, just 21, died after her first night out since the birth of her baby son, Bradley. Today, the club's flag at half-mast for their second victim, Richard Barnett, a 24-year-old player who'd been celebrating.
He was a fairly new member of the club, enthusiastic, young, and learning the game, and enjoying it very much in the lower side, and was very popular.
It's understood Mr. Barnett was to have played here today in the traditional Boxing Day fixture that was cancelled as a mark of respect for the 2 victims who died and the 1 man still in critical condition in hospital. The driver of the car tested positive for alcohol after the accident. He's been released on bail while the police gather evidence. He may not be charged for several days. Howell Jones, ITN, Bristol.
A man charged with the murder of the 99-year-old widow Sarah Burke has been remanded in custody by magistrates in Penzance. Del Hampson, who's 21 and from Redruth in Cornwall, will appear in court again next Thursday. Mrs. Burke was attacked in her bed at a residential home in Redruth last Sunday. A UN envoy will arrive in Israel this evening to protest about the 400 Palestinians deported to southern Lebanon. The International Red Cross said Israel's refusal to allow humanitarian aid to the men was heartless. Paul Davis at ITN reports.
Conditions are rapidly deteriorating for the 415 Palestinians as they wait on the frozen mountainside, expelled from Israel, denied access to Lebanon, and now cut off from all humanitarian aid. This evening, the last food and fuel was being distributed. Despite appeals from the Red Cross, both Israel and Lebanon are refusing to allow help through to the deportees. As the snow falls, the Palestinians say they are running out of essential supplies.